It is the validation he craved and needed. And yet, time and time again, the universe seems to conspire against him. And he said, enough of this. Enough of this. Put yourself into his shoes, guys. Put yourself into his shoes. How many times, if you've waited for years for something that is at your core, the universe, your friends, your parents, everyone conspires against you to say, no, no, no. When are you gonna break down and say, that's enough? I'm putting my foot down. When? How much is too much for someone to finally say, I can understand him? Everyone refused to say, okay, Vegeta, now we can, now we can, now we can. Okay, this. It was no, 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 no. So he said, I'm done with this. I'm done, and this will happen regardless of what anyone thinks. I will one-man army this shit. So this brings us to our second psychological principle. It is called the frustration aggression principle. And simply put, guys, when you're consistently blocked from achieving a deeply important goal, as we've seen and as we know, frustration builds. And that frustration is like steam in a sealed pot. It will inevitably seek release, and often through aggression. And this aggression might not even be aimed at someone specific, or not even his original source. It can often be displaced, and it can explode like a volcano outwards in a seemingly disproportionate way. This is why when Bulma didn't understand why Vegeta killed all those people, it was designed to simply break through the obstacle or vent the unbearable pressure. And this is tied to our fundamental need for control, for agency. When external forces reclaim and deny your deepest objective, it is a violation of your own self, and it is a push, and this will push you to reclaim control by any means necessary. And I want you guys to trace back a timeline of these interruptions, because this is not an exhaustive list. There's way more interruptions than this, but I will go through the most important ones. Namek, he wants to surpass Goku, who beats him to the Super Saiyan transformation race and beats Frieza and saves Vegeta. But Frieza is the immediate threat, so the goal is postponed. Android Saga arrives. Trunks comes. Even he becomes Super Saiyan. He warns everyone, and then the prince regains his throne, and only when he says, I will not chase Kakarot anymore. No more. And we can see it in my great art that I have here. When Vegeta finally transformed to Super Saiyan, you can see it as a surprise, and as finally the prince has regained his throne. And for those 20 minutes, Vegeta is the strongest character in the universe. But then what? Heart virus for Goku, and Cell arrives, and Vegeta fails. And each time a new apocalypse demands attention, sidelining his personal war, even training with his own foe to prep for Cell, and the goal is postponed again. And then you have 7 years of peace, where Goku is dead, and Vegeta pushes himself relentlessly, reaches Super Saiyan 2, and Goku returns for 1 day. Finally the chance, guys. He enters the World Martial Arts Tournament specifically for this showdown, and then Majin Buu appears, and then Supreme Kai appears, and then Gohan appears, and they all say, no, we're gonna fight Vegeta, we're gonna fight Buu. Fuck what you think, we're not gonna do this. And you can feel Vegeta's impatience just growing and growing throughout the series. He cooperates against those galactic threats, but always grudgingly, always with the underlying resentment that this fight isn't the fight he truly wants. It is just a temporary fight. And then comes the breaking point. Supreme Kai starts the proceedings, declaring that they must pursue Babidi to prevent Buu's revival. And in that moment, a deity in Supreme Kai tells Vegeta straight up, your life's obsession and the fight you've waited years for does not matter yet again. And it's the ultimate dismissal that yet again, when Goku comes back, he is dismissed. A god tells him, you're not important. What are you supposed to do? It is the ultimate dismissal. So this is the final confirmation for Vegeta that literally the universe, fate, and everyone will always prioritize something else over his defining purpose. And this is where the frustration, aggression, principle just detonates and explodes. Years of blocked goals, years of resentment that just boil over, and then Babadi's Majin power, it's just there, it's right there. And then if this side has dismissed you, but this side offers you something greater, he accepts. And it isn't just tempting for its strength. It offers a way to finally shatter the obstacles that he had, this niceness of him that he had, this good inside of his heart that he had. He said, enough of this. I need him to wake up the evil in my heart, to finally say and push to those boundaries and force Goku to fight. And by embracing that power, he consciously, guys, chose to unleash his dark side while boasting that he remained in control. This is what makes Vegeta great, even as Majin. When Vegeta isn't just getting stronger, guys, and I want you to understand, he is aggressively reclaiming control of the narrative. Murdering those innocent spectators serves as a cold, calculated, psychological purpose born directly from this volcanic frustration. What does it do, guys? It forces Goku's hand. This is the most efficient way to do it. By committing an undeniable atrocity, because Vegeta knows Goku more than anyone else, it makes it impossible for Goku to prioritize Buu or anything else. It creates an immediate crisis so severe that Goku must fight him right here, right now, to stop the killing. And he removes Buu as the obstacle. It is Vegeta now becoming the more immediate and terrifying threat. And it is a violent scream that is our years of pent-up frustration that finally erupted. It is Vegeta roaring against the whole universe, roaring against Supreme Kai, against Gohan, who is stronger than him, against Goku, and that constantly denied him his due. Everyone's due is put first, except for his. He essentially is shouting, "You want to ignore my fight? Fine, I'll make you a scene you cannot ignore. I will force the confrontation you have been kept trying to prevent." And when he turns to Goku, he says, "You know this as well as I do, Kakarot, that in a day you will be back from the dead, and I will not waste this opportunity." And this isn't villain talk. This is not Babidi speaking. It is the sound of finally the dam broke, and it's years of thwarted desire that is weaponized for his own benefit. He's hijacking fate, hijacking the hero's journey, and forcing the climax that circumstance and Kakarot's own nature kept denying him. It is a dark and destructive path, born from the eruption of a frustration that had been simmering for far, far, far too long. We see a warrior pushed and beyond endurance, finally resorting to the only language all humans and Saiyan knows, and the only language that he feels the universe respects anymore: overwhelming and undeniable, terrifying force.